46-year-old native of Chattanooga played his ball down the boulevard at Belmont for Rick Byrd. And now in his 6th season at Lipscomb. And there is Chris Mack. 48 years of age from North College Hill, Ohio. After an unbelievable 215 and 97 mark at Xavier, he has come here to Louisville, and his impact has been felt already.
Well, Wes, and we talked to him beforehand about the impact that he, and making that decision. You know, he had things rolling at Xavier. It's such a comfortable, you know, his hometown.
Yep.
But this job just too compelling for him, and the opportunity to come and help revamp this program, revitalize it.
Eli Pepper and Stephen Enoch get us started with Roger Ayers, Bert Smith, and Tony Henderson on the whistle. And here is Cooper, the junior guard from Franklin Road Academy in Nashville. And Matthews trying to get the Bison started early with the miss.
It's an unconventional offense. They don't run a lot of screens, a lot of ball movement, a really good passing team.
Enoch. And here is Cunningham, the grad transfer from Samford, but a native of Georgetown, Kentucky. And Enoch steps out of bounds. An early turnover on the Cards. And you'll notice that Louisville has developed this roster with transfers and grad guys. Enoch, a transfer from UConn. Sutton, the transfer, UNC Asheville. Cunningham, a transfer, grad transfer from Samford. You'll see Moore, he's a grad transfer from Richmond.
When you talked to Chris Mack, and he said he didn't really see any guys that he wanted to invest 4 years in, you know, in that incoming freshman class. So he built through the grad transfers, which a lot of schools are doing.
Yep.
It's almost become a third recruiting process.
Wara to Cunningham. You'll see him look inside often here. There's 4. This is the 4th different lineup that the Cards have gone with in these first now 10 ball games.
He started out that possession in zone and then switched to man-to-man halfway through.
Enoch misses his second 3 of the year in 5 tries. 3 for 5. And now a takeaway, turnover, Wara. 2-0 Louisville.
Yeah, we talked about it. Leads them in steals, and that was a risky pass, kind of slow, cross court. Nora's just really blossomed as a player.
Lob to the post. Marbury, who's been on a tear for the Bisons. Pepper with 4 defending.
Louisville will try to front the post as much as they can right there, but getting beat up the lane, and Marbury just had him pushed up so far there was no time to help from behind.
Sutton trying to attack against Matthews. Wara 3. Jordan Wara's got all 5 of the Bills' points so far.
Wes, isn't it amazing what playing time and confidence, how they go hand in hand?
You're exactly right.
I mean, you have to produce, but you can just—he's a different player this year.
Yep, sure is. Had a very interesting summer as well, playing for the Nigerian national team in the FIBA World Cup. Lob and another catch and score by Marbury. This will frustrate Chris Mack a little bit. His team worked on this in the practices today, Mike.
Yeah, and you know, they may have to go away from that fronting, you know, to try to get him pushed up the lane a little bit more.
Cunningham trying to attack on Cooper. Enoch now with Marbury defending. Oh, the little G-man jump hook won't go. Sutton picked up the rebound. Roll to the deck, makes the save. Wara again. Long rebound, run down by Wara. Right back at him, and 1. Great hustle play by Jordan Wara on a couple of occasions.
Well, and that's the thing. You can't have a couple of occasions in one possession against this team. It was a very good first shot defense by the Bisons, but you've got to track those down and go the other way. It's too many opportunities.
Three-point trip is good. Well, he's got 8. Lipscomb's got 4. Jordan Wara's done all the scoring. Here's Marbury, another catch. He's done all the scoring for the Bisons.
They're letting Enoch play him one-on-one inside. They don't want to really take anybody off the perimeter right now, so they're willing to let him go one-on-one.
Wara attacking at a reach-in on Cooper. That'll be number 1 on Kenny Cooper.
This is the one thing that both of these teams have in common: outstanding free throw shooters up and down the line.
In fact, Louisville is the best free throw shooting team in the ACC, coming in at 76.5, and Lipscomb likewise in the Atlantic Sun, the A-Sun for short, at almost 77%. Side out of bounds, and Cunningham to work.
Well, and Cunningham may have been the most important acquisition they got over the summertime.
Look at Wara. Wow. Wara with 11. Louisville's got 11.
Yeah, they've got to come up and try to drive him off the three-point line, make him a mid-range shooter, or make him drive.
Pepper too strong. Enoch the rebound. Louisville, no question, still wants to get it in transition. Nice pass. Sutton had it blocked from the backside. That was Michael Buckland.
This is a team that doesn't have a lot of shot blocking. That was great defensive reaction.
Here's Buckland trying to answer offensively. And look at the rebound by Sutton there. Cunningham. Wara again. And the rebound for the Bisons. Matthews catch and shoot from deep.
This is a team, Wes, last year, average length of possession, 15 seconds. I mean, make or miss, they're going to take the ball out of bounds, come up and get a first good shot.
Quan Ford draws the foul. I believe it's on Marbury. And it is. The 6'7" senior from Nashville, his first three on the Bisons. Early on, though, it's been all Jordan Wara. He's filled up Louisville's score sheet early. 11-7, the Cards in front. Time for tonight's edition of Mike Cheminsky's Ford Keys to the Game.
Well, for the Bisons, it's really about handling the environment and playing on this stage and this program, really, and maybe a good time to catch them since the students aren't here. But this is an NCAA tournament team from last year. They've got everybody back. They've played on the big stage. And for Louisville, defending the post, and Lipscomb's had some success going to Marbury early. So we'll see how that defense changes if he continues to score.
A couple of free throws for Quan 4. Grad transfer from Richmond, who's just 50% at the stripe. Had 11 minutes of scoreless basketball at Bloomington on Saturday. And I really thought Louisville, despite shooting 38%, Mike, they were +3 rebounds and +1 turnovers against the Hoosiers of Archie.
Well, and Indiana did all they could to give that game away. I mean, with the missed free throws down the stretch, and there were certainly opportunities that Louisville had. Now, the one-point score was a little closer than the game because they hit a bomb at the end of the buzzer. It was really a 4-point win, but still.
Hey, look at this. Matthews going in. Dwayne Sutton denies it. By the way, Malik Williams is also checked in. Here's a steal by Sutton. He's got Cunningham with him. Nice pass. Missed the layup. Wara cleans it up. Here's Williams firing for 3. And it bounces out for Louisville.
Probably one of the easiest chances that Wara's had in this game so far. You like the hustle and the way he chased down the play from behind, but just couldn't finish.
Matthews to Marbury.
Yeah, see, they're digging in now on the bounce, not coming in on the catch.
Nice bounce pass. Layup is rimmed off for Nathan Moran, redshirt senior. Who's also on the floor now with Rose, who's come on for the first time, and also Andrew Fleming.
Could be an important piece for them. Missed all of last year with a leg injury, so it's like getting a new recruit in, but he knows the system.
Cunningham off a ball screen at the top. Ford thought about it. And a reach around foul, and that's on Fleming, who started his career at Iowa as a G-man, played in an NCAA tournament game in 16, then transferred to Chattanooga, and now as a junior is playing at Lipscomb.
Well-traveled resume.
We got a few of those in this ball game tonight.
Yeah, people have been around.
14 fouls, by the way, on Lipscomb. First on Fleming, more changes. V.J. King is in. Ryan McMahon has checked in for Louisville for the first time, and so is Darius Perry.
Right, and then you don't want to put Louisville into the bonus too early in this half. It gives them a big advantage.
Williams, the drive and the foul. Is that an offensive foul? It is an offensive foul on Malik Williams. They did not count the basket.
Yeah, that was actually Moran stepping in, was well outside, was in position. Could say that he got away with a little bit of one and Williams decided to slide by him.
Moran a three. 16th triple of the year for Moran, the 12th best three-point shooter in the A-Sun, and McMahon, the other end, answers quickly. Ryan McMahon on the board.
He's had 9 threes in a game in his career so far, so very dangerous from the outside. But quick hitting play by Louisville.
Inside, Asajala, the redshirt freshman, 6'9" from College Park, Georgia.
Well, and this is the thing that Chris Mack talked about in practice, not letting yourself get pushed up on the front too far up the lane, because that opens up the lob, and both centers having success inside.
McMahon thought about the three, steps in. Here's Perry launching and hitting.
I'll tell you what, that was a huge confidence booster for him, because he had been 1 of 11 from 3 in his last 5. So to see one actually go down, sometimes you think that basket is the size of a thimble.
Sajala kick out. Here's Matthews and another three. Well, Garrison Matthews had only averaged 5 points. He was 4 of 11 from the floor in the last 2 games. He's brought his shooting stroke up by 65 tonight, hasn't he? There's a foul at the post. And it's going to be on Asajala. There's the redshirt freshman. His first 5 now on the Bisons. Eli Pepper will get in. Kenny Cooper going to return as well. See the 5 points in the last pair.
Yeah, clearly they can't survive in a game like that with him, scoring so few points.
Aura out of a double team. McMahon dropping it.
Almost single-handedly won the Michigan State game for him with 24. But an incredible free throw shooter, but really known for his three-point prowess.
Fleming really backing him down, and McMahon going to be whistled for the foul. And Chris Mack not happy about this, because it looks like Fleming was kind of driving with the shoulder.
Yeah, it's interesting for me, Wes, to watch the interplay. And here's the look. McMahon, maybe he was on the reach in that time. I don't know that he dipped his shoulder enough to get that call. But to watch the ACC referees react to a new coach in the league, there's a little bit of we call it a hazing process, but Chris Mack has to get to know them. They've got to know him.
Sure, yeah. Pepper inside, fights through a double team and scores.
That's even with Williams out there, he's their only true shot blocker so far. Lipscomb with a nice balance between inside and perimeter shooting, and they really came back from that early little doldrum and have responded well in this game.
Perry from Malik Williams around Asajala, who poked it loose to Cooper. Fleming lost it, and they scramble. Asajala threw it away to Williams. Asajala almost had the full takedown of McMahon there.
Well, over the last 5 minutes, too, that the Bisons really have locked in on Wara and not given him many looks.
Here's Williams. Skip for Perry. Little spot up, 2.
Asajala's given him some good minutes off the bench.
Sure has.
Both ends of the floor.
He had 24 against Navy on Sunday. Matthews had one rim out. And it got kicked out. Loose ball covered up by Lipscomb.
Look at his numbers, Wes. He gives him 10 points and 5 rebounds in only 14 minutes a game. I mean, that's outstanding production.
There's Cooper, the lefty triple. Too strong. Asajala, a little shot fake. And Williams pulls it away, and there'll be a foul called on Asajala. It will be his second. 6 on the Bisons. Breaking the action in Louisville. 21-17, Louisville a 4-point lead. We welcome you back to the KFC Yum Center. Great to be with Mike Jaminski, and our startup brought to you by Honda dealers of the Carolinas tonight. Both teams kind of living behind the three-point line here early, Mike.
Yeah, and you looked at it, Jordan Orr got Louisville off to a very quick start, and I thought Lipscomb really responded pretty well to that. Worked the ball inside, got some layups, started hitting the three, and they've gotten themselves back in this ball game.
Good ball club Casey Alexander's brought here tonight, and they're in this mid-major top 10 that I know you're a big fan of, Mike.
I just think it's ridiculous that Gonzaga is still considered a mid-major program. I mean, that ended 15 years ago.
But everybody else you're okay with?
Yeah, everybody else I'm fine with. Like Mark Few is the #1 team in the nation, the mid-major.
Yeah,
and they've lived there for years.
A gal on a second chance, no good. VJ King couldn't follow it, and away come the Bisons.
Some offensive rebounds that Louisville has not been able to convert on.
Right. First look at Greg Jones in the ball game for the first time, sophomore from Frisco, Texas. This is Pepper working against King, who really struggled offensively at Indiana the other day. Cooper flashing on the dribble and scores with a bank shot. First points for Kenny Cooper, junior from Nashville.
But he can, he's a pass-first point guard, no question about it. But if he sees his team struggling in a possession, he can score the basketball.
VJ King had one off the back iron.
Not exactly a three-point threat, but very quick and very strong inside.
10 minutes to go first half, 2-point ball game. Lob over the top, Marbury on a skip, and Pepper's three. Man tried to keep it alive. Perry had it, and Roger Ayers says last touch by Darius Perry.
See, that's what getting the ball in rotation does to you against this team. And they got the ball in the post. Louisville collapsed, and that was a good shot that Pepper should have knocked down.
Yep.
But you're going to, as a coach, you're going to be very happy with the look that you got.
Juan Fours come back on the floor. So is Sutton, Kristen Cunningham as well. 2-point ball game. Here's Cooper. 10 to shoot on the bounce pass to Marbury. With the left hand. Agal the rebound.
Louisville's got a couple of bigger bodies that they can throw at the post player.
Cunningham to the rim and the foul on Jones. It'll be #1 on the sophomore Greg Jones. And that is 7 now on the Bisons with 9:15 to play.
I think it says something, too, about Cunningham, Wes, that here he's a grad transfer, first year here, and Chris Mack makes him a captain. You know, how important he is at the point guard position. He was really the first one of those grad transfers to commit. And kind of followed him.
Free throw no good by Cunningham. He played for Scott Padgett, the former Kentucky star who was the head coach at Samford. Did not play at all last year. You see Matt Rose from Lexington, Kentucky, who was Cunningham's teammate at Samford, come into the ball game. So Scott Padgett had a pretty good team a year ago. Lost Wyatt Walker on a grad transfer to NC State. Kristen Cunningham on a grad transfer to Louisville. Put a little dent in the Bulldogs out of the Southern Conference, won't it?
Well, you see a lot of the grad transfers will come from
David Nichols at Florida State from Albany.
Yeah, the mid-majors, the lowest guys who want to have 1 year of that chance to play in a Power 5 conference.
Here's Enoch going to work. Turns with the left hand and rims off. 3-point game, under 9 to go in this first half. Lob from Marbury, too strong, and we're going to get a foul called, I believe, on Enoch. First on Stephen Enoch. Third team foul against the Cards.
Well, I could, in his conference, I could see how Rob Marbury would be a load.
Wow. In the ASUN, absolutely.
Yeah, to guard against.
Yep. Rebound by Sutton. Lipscomb does not wait around, do they? Enoch turns. Well, they can't hit the chippies, G-Man.
No, and they're going to take their chances. I've said it earlier in the game. They're going to let the defensive side go one-on-one, stay at home.
Rebound by Enoch. Here's Wara, who had the hot hand, scored the first 11 of the game for the Cards. Half their points still with just ahead of 8 to go, and Cunningham on the drive. And Wara lost the handle on it.
Well, and I think he was a little over-anxious to catch and shoot on that play. He did have Buckland kind of bearing down on him, but normally a sure-handed player. And I think maybe a little frustrated with the first 5 minutes that he had in this game, and that he really hasn't done much since.
Rose, Moran, Garrison Matthews has come back on the field. Asajala, playing with the 2 fouls, is also out there, along with Buckland. Here is Hassan Asajala. Rose the 3. Both teams hit some early threes, but cold since. Sutton gets a return from Cunningham. Working on Rose, and a foul. And that'll be on Matt Rose, 6'7" senior from Lexington, Kentucky. 18th foul on the Bisons. Welcome back to the KFC Yum Center tonight. Disappointed we didn't wear our sweaters, aren't you, G-Man?
I just took mine off for the on-camera.
My man, there's got a Cards-inspired holiday sweater. Commitment is impressive. Well, here's Louisville at the free throw line. How about this? Almost 200 free throws in the first 9 games. Opponent's not far behind, but tonight the story's a little different. That's the 6th free throw attempted by Louisville, and the first point of the night for Dwayne Sutton. And Lipscomb yet to go to the line. We told you these are good shooting teams at the stripe.
And that's not for lack of just jacking up a bunch of threes.
No.
And they've had a lot of shots inside, Wes, and there's been a lot of contact, and you wonder if Casey Alexander's starting to look up and saying, you know, hey, how about some calls down the other end?
A little bit of a drought from the floor for both schools. Asajala breaks the 3-minute drought on his second field goal for the Bisons.
That was a really tough catch, too, and he did a nice job of kind of tapping it to himself, getting it under control.
Louisville's gone almost 6 minutes now without a field goal.
Nothing easy. It's all been in the half court.
Wara, deep 3. Wow.
That was I haven't scored in a while, and I'm taking this shot. That was 4 feet beyond the three-point line.
He's got 14 of the Bills' 27 here in the first half. It's a complete transformation, by the way, Mike. You know, I mean, from what we saw a year ago, just a spot guy at best.
6 points, 2 rebounds, Wes. And nobody returning for this team, but Chris Mack averaged over 14 minutes a game.
Cunningham grinds to the basket. He'll be called for the offensive foul. 1 on Kristen Cunningham, 4 on the Cards.
Let's see right here. Might have been that. Yeah, there was that right there, that push off with the left elbow, and he actually didn't need to do that. I mean, I think he would have gotten this shot off anyway, but that was a good call by Roger Ayers.
So that'll send it back on the 5th Louisville turnover to Lipscomb, who trails 6. Another lob from Marbury. Some backside help from Quan 4, and I think Marbury took an eye off of it.
Well, but the backside help is key. That's what they weren't doing earlier in the game. Now they recognize that, hey, we need to send some help from the backside, and 4 did a nice job of getting there early.
Quan 4 comes out. Darius Perry's checked in. Cunningham's out. McMahon back to join Sutton and Enoch. And, of course, the aforementioned Jordan Wara. 6 minutes to go here first half. Wara threw it away. Tried to get it to Enoch. Here's Buckland. And it's turned over. Wara's got the loose change. And he'll punch it home. What a half Jordan Wara's having.
Well, and this is the thing. I mean, you've worked your way back into this game, Wes, and these last 5.5 minutes, you can't let it slip away. Let Louisville build up a double-digit lead.
Largest lead of the game. Marbury traveled with it on the baseline. So another turnover which is 6 now for the Bisons.
The only good thing was that's a dead ball turnover. You get a chance to go back to defense. You make the turnover like you did before, and they're giving away 3 points.
Here's Dwayne Sutton. Perry. 12 to shoot. Moore on the attack. And lost it on the dribble against Pepper.
Got a foul on Pepper and really did a nice job of selling that foul. That was almost like a pro move. He got the drive, got by his shoulder by, and then threw his arm up.
Okay, now here's the note. Sajala already had 2. Pepper picks up his second here. Pepper almost had him hooked there, too, didn't he?
Yep, no, he did. And so that was an easy call for the referee. They had the whole side kind of cleared out.
And missed by Laura on the 1-and-1.
And that's what selling it. I think what he was trying to do was buy a 2-shot foul on May, making it like looking like he was shooting the ball.
Marbury. And almost got the and 1, but draws the foul. I believe Stephen Enoch, and that will be his second. 5 on Louisville.
Malik Williams will come in for him.
And Rob Marbury, who a year ago averaged 16 points and 6 rebounds. He was All-A-Sun for the Bisons. And has been on a tear here in the last 2, averaging 26 points. He's got 5 here in the first half. But of the 26, he was 20 of 31 from the floor.
Very efficient and a sneaky good offensive rebounder, too. That's only almost half his rebounds on the offensive end. And it helps if teams are trying to front you inside, because on any shot you've got inside position.
Caldwell County's Eli Pepper is out. Rob Marbury is in. Rose, Buckland, Matthews, and Cooper fill out the card for Coach Casey Alexander at Lipscomb. Man, rub off screens. Here's Sutton back down the lane, tried to get it to Williams. Maybe 1 too many, and then Cooper couldn't control it on the turnover.
Boy, and that was a terrific dig back in by Cooper. Just couldn't get the ball, but really a nice defensive play.
Henderson and Bert Smith with a word. Are they going to reset the shot clock is the question. 14 on it right now. I believe that's what they're looking at. Right now, there it is, 1-30.
Yeah, and it's so Chris Mack took advantage of the situation, got a little mini timeout over there.
Yeah, very mini.
Well, let's see how they react on the inbounds play.
Louisville shooting 41%, Lipscomb 33%. Field goals have been hard to come by here in about the last 7-8 minutes of this first half.
Aside from the turnovers, Louisville very few runouts.
And Williams touched it last in a battle with Marbury on the loose change.
And Chris Mack talked about sending 2 or 3 guys to the offensive glass. I haven't seen that a lot. So it was a one-way jersey in there that time.
Rose. Here's Cooper now with Perry defending. Back for Buckland's 3. Williams the rebound there for the Cardinals. Coming up on 4 minutes to play here. Louisville just 2 for their last 13. Laura. Williams tears down the rebound and can't finish the second one. Sutton kept it alive, and the 4th time is the charm for Dwayne Sutton.
Nice job, both players keeping that ball alive. Well, and right, the question of Marbury got popped in the nose.
Timeout taken here with 3:51 to play. We'll take it with him. So Rob Marbury caught one flush. Back after this. Well, Jordan Laura's been Everything we thought and more, Mike, in this first half.
He was the one who really got them off to a quick start. Defensively, we talked about him leading this team in steals, knocking down threes. Really, the Bisons had no answer for him. Then went through a little drought, and he's got it hot recently. But Wes, 16 points for him. The rest of the team combined has 15.
Yeah.
And there you see the jump. It's the highest in the ACC from one season to the next.
Louisville started 7 of 14, but to your point, they are 3 of their last 13 from the floor. And the Bisons will have it out of the timeout. Remember we told you they might look at the contact that Rob Marbury took the shot flush and was incidental. So nothing out of it from a foul standpoint. 10 to shoot for Lipscomb. Cooper, quick pass and catch. Marbury for the hoop. He's got 8, and that leads Lipscomb.
And that's all set up by a cross-court pass. And he really got Marbury got Williams on his back.
There's a steal by Matthews. And can't finish it. Got bothered by Sutton. Here's V.J. King back on the floor. King's kind of been fighting through it here a little bit. No points at Indiana in 12 minutes last Saturday.
There's nobody who needs a basket more than him, just from a mental health standpoint.
Williams, a clean look from the front for his 5th 3 of the year.
Nuts. That was 4 of 17 coming in on the year. Lumry, I don't know if that's a shot that Chris Mack will live with for the whole year.
9 points, the largest lead of the half. Here's Cooper after a couple of deflections. Recovered Marbury. 11 to shoot. Fleming tried to go back inside, and Sutton stuck a hand in. 8 to shoot. And a wholesale change here for Chris Mack. Gal, Cunningham, Quan 4. Jordan Norwell back on the floor.
It's interesting. They worked on this defense today a little bit. Instead of having just one big on the ball, they've got 2. Just trying to cut down sight lines, make them throw back long.
There it is. Jones with 5 to shoot. Knocks down the 3. First 3 of the year for the sophomore from Texas.
Now he thinks he's hot. 0 of 9 coming in. Hey, as for shooters, well, sometimes all it takes is that one shot to get you going.
McCoy, Agal. Rebounded inside by King. He lost it. Here's Cooper.
Well, Lipscomb will live with that all day. They'll take that shot one-on-one.
Matthews. And pulled away by Agal. Boy, this has been...
What did I tell you? Yeah. The 24 or the 30-second clock will not be in jeopardy of going off in this game.
You had our producer, Eric Kendall, our director, Jonathan Bywaters. You had us all convinced last night of that. And so far, you've been right. 10 to shoot. Agal had it poked away, turned over by Louisville.
He can't put the ball on the floor that many times.
Marbury. Roll off the front rim for King. 1:20 to go.
Well, they've gone away from that fronting of the post inside on Marbury, and I think that's helped pay dividends to force him out a little bit more, use the dribble.
On the drive, Cunningham. 7 to shoot for King. V.J. King. Front rim miss.
Just get in that mode that you're poking the ball in instead of shooting it.
Matthews. And recovered Jones, and the foul on Quan 4. Quan 4, who wears number 4, his first and 6 now on Louisville. And here come the third and fourth free throws of the night for Lipscomb.
Well, I think one thing they've accomplished, they can cut the lead to 4 here, so they didn't let Louisville stretch things out. But I think you would agree this is a lot lower scoring game than we thought it was going to be. And I think it's more missed shots. I think the quality of shots have been okay. But some missed opportunities for Louisville inside on offensive rebounds.
Are you surprised the game is being contested as much at the rim as it is between the foul lines, Mike?
Yes.
The floor of the game is not nearly as as troublesome as maybe it is around the basket.
And more so from Louisville's standpoint, I just didn't see many shot blocking on the stats.
Yeah.
But they've been very aggressive inside, and they've also done a very nice job on the offensive glass.
4-point game. Final half minute of this opening 20. There's another one poked away. And a Hill ball that will belong to the Cards with just 8 to shoot. 4-point game. Been as big as 9 in the first half.
Yeah, and they're going to use the timeout here to get on the same page. Warren was going to take the ball in, and saying there might be a play set up for him to make the pass in, step in, and take a look at a 3.
So with 27.5 seconds left to go. Casey Alexander will huddle his group.
Really interesting this is kind of a weird time of the year, Wes.
Yep.
Here Lipscomb's on the road for 21 days. They came home, had exams, played Navy. They had 3 players who took exams this morning, and then they got on a bus and got here just a couple hours before the game.
Yep. By the way, Louisville finished up exams yesterday. Cards with just 8 to shoot, and Chris Mack's club. Chris Mack's team will be showcased as part of our Saturday triple header of ACC College Hoops. The G-Man will be at the Carrier Dome. I'll join Dan Bonner at Pittsburgh. Evan Leffler, Brian Oliver will be here for the Cards and Kent State. And there's a turnover by Cunningham.
Just lost it out of bounds. And I looked at the forecast, and it's going to be a balmy 41 up in Syracuse. So that's
like spring.
That's a win when you get it above single digits up there.
So here's a timeout by Lipscomb. Casey Alexander will hold his group. Yep, I would say so. By the way, the ACC coming into tonight is 102-32 against non-conference opponents. 76%. There's only one other game on the card tonight. Columbia is at Boston College, and there's no action until that full Saturday that comes up in the league. And now tonight is the first meeting, G-Man, since February 8th, 1936 in Nashville between Louisville and Lipscomb. Cardinals won 45-36 with the venerable Chess Masterson posting 9 points. By the way, the Cards that year were coached by C.V. Red Money. How good would it have been in 21st century college basketball to have Red Money coaching your team? The Cards went 14-11 that year, by the way. They played in Nashville. Louisville was a member of the KIAC, Mike, in the 30s, the Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference.
You have got to get a life.
Oh, it's fun to look up. Red Money was coaching your team. 5 to shoot in this first half, and a 3-ball from Rose. And it's a 1-point game at halftime.
How about that? And I'll tell you what, Casey Alexander, what a perfect way to finish the half. You get a good look at a 3, nice ball movement, and you allow the Cardinals no time to get a shot off at the end.
Well, Jordan Wara had a tremendous first half. He's going to finish with 16 points and 4 rebounds. But it's a 1-point game as Lipscomb went on an 8-0 run to end the half. Hardy's halftime report coming up from the KFC Yum Center on a night of ACC College Hoops. Louisville by 1 at the break. Well, 6-3 Louisville, 7-2 Lipscomb. ACC College Hoops tonight from downtown. Here's a look at our first half stats. Both these teams trailed off, didn't they?
Yeah, and Louisville let them back in a little bit at the end with an 8-0 run over the last 2:30. But I think both teams are in the same situation. Wara is going to get wore out if he has to continue to do this. He's got 16 of their 34 points. They've got to find some second scorers. And the same thing for Lipscomb. They had some early success with Marbury inside. He's halfway to his average. But you look at the other 2 leading scorers, Cooper and Matthews combined 3 of 14.
Right.
So I think for the most part, when they were getting fronted early inside, they had some good success. That defense changed, but the perimeter has got to come alive like that for the Bison in the second half.
Well, big shot by Rose got him to the locker room, and Lipscomb, who has never led tonight, will get the ball to start the second half. And it's Matthews with Cooper, Marbury, Pepper, and of course Michael Buckland against Quan Four, Kristen Cunningham, Dwayne Sutton, Jordan Wara, and Stephen Enoch, who was scoreless in the first half for Coach Max Club. Buckland for Cooper. Ville goes man. Out front, Matthews a catch and shoot.
He's the one who's really been struggling, and there's a nice little brush screen to get him open.
Wara threw it away, trying to diagonally cross it on the Louisville possession. Marbury backing down on Enoch. Trying to reroute. Here's Buckland, a little runner, and Lipscomb in front for the first time.
Yeah, I think those are the shots they're going to have to take against Louisville in the second half. Those floaters and not try to get to the rim.
Cunningham's had a hard time with Cooper tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, really solid defender out front. Even ball screens haven't been able to get him free.
4. Here's Enoch going to work. Scoreless so far, not anymore. On and 1 for Stephen Enoch. His first points, the foul on Marbury will be his second and the first of the half on the Bison.
And he's the guy, especially in conference play, I think, Wes, would you agree with me, that to get him going, expand his minutes. We talked about his production in limited time, but if he can step up and be a consistent double-figure scorer.
The foul was ticketed to Buckland rather than Marbury, G-Man. So that makes a bit of a difference. Enoch got the three-point play, his first points. And then back inside, here's Pepper, and the basket will count because Wara, I think, grabbed the rim.
Yeah, it's still shaking a little bit right now. But a beautiful back cut that time, and that's one of the things that Lipscomb does. They get you so spread out. Good ball fake. You saw that Wara right there grabbed the rim on his way down, and that's an automatic call.
Here's Enoch again, working against Marbury. And it fell off the back rim. Tied at 37. Matthews. Now Pepper. Here's Marbury with the right hand. Left hand turn off the right low post, and Enoch cleans it up.
Sometimes with a player like that, you don't have a lot of experience, and you see the ball go through the basket. It makes you a better defender.
1-4-3. Missed everything. Look at Sutton fight through and then draw the foul. That is on Marbury, and will be his second and the second against Lipscomb here in the second half.
9 offensive rebounds now for Louisville, and just nobody got a body on Sutton that time. Been a lot of times in this game, Wes, that first shot defense has been pretty good, but basketball.
Dwayne Sutton's 2 for 2 at the line, 3 for 3. Sutton averaging 8, but he's been double figures in 3 of the last 6 for the Cardinals.
13 points in that game against Michigan State.
That is the win that will carry you over the way, isn't it? That league's good too.
Yeah, Big Ten top to bottom. Maybe the best in the country.
Matthews step back at 17, and it went 16. And Wara is fouled by Marbury coming through the backcourt, and that'll be number 3 on Rob Marbury. And that means Hassan Asajala will have to come in now for Lipscomb,
who actually had some pretty good production on either end of the floor, but you lose your leading scorer, Marbury. And I'd be curious to see how long Casey Alexander goes with him on the bench, that with him out of the game, if Louisville can take advantage and extend the lead.
2.5 gone, and foul on Quan Four off the ball as Buckland hit the deck. That'll be his second, first of the half on the Ville. Turnover for Chris Max Club. Here's the Sergeant. Cooper. Long two and a fly-by foul on 4. And a couple of free throws coming on Quan 4's third foul. Second against the Cards. And here is Kenny Cooper, who's just 62% at the line.
How long did it take Lipscomb to get even to the free throw line once in the first half, and already getting there? And Cooper just a 62% shooter.
You know, you mentioned this in the first half. They'd like Cooper to be a better perimeter shooter. He's a drive and dish and a drive and score guy. They'd probably like him to be better at the free throw line. He's 1 of 2 there.
It's obviously it's such a big weapon to have your point guard be high 70s, low 80s at the free throw line, especially in an end game situation.
Sutton lost it on the dribble, last touch to Sajala, I believe. And Louisville will keep possession. You see Chris Mack's concerned. He was concerned about this game today in our visit. And he and his staff, which features a familiar face to ACC fans and Dino Gaudio, they were stressing that this is a good basketball team they're playing. Here's Cooper off the miss. Sajala inside. The big fella back up. Couldn't finish. Enoch the rebound.
See, Cooper, I mean, that's a very easy, makeable layup. And to give 2 points like that up on the road against a team like that, you're not going to get many runouts. But Dino Gaudio stood in front before he did the scouting report and said, this is an NCAA tournament team we're playing tonight. They're averaging 86 points a game. Really just trying to grab his team's attention, most of whom may not even know where this school is.
There's Dino Gaudio, of course, who was the head coach at Wake Forest for a couple of years following the untimely death of Skip Prosser. Did a nice job with the Deacons and then got into our crazy go-nuts business for a few years.
Of course, Chris Mack, also an assistant there as well prior to that. And Chris would always call him and say, hey, I got this job offer, I got that. He's like, and he finally told him about Louisville, and Dino was all over it.
What a move by Sutton. Tough shot. Sutton gets the basket. The foul will be on Pepper. It's his third. So now 3 on Marbury, 3 on Pepper.
Yeah, and that's just what you do. We talked about the real lack of shot blocking for Lipscomb, and so just attack the rim right there. Good, first dribble, get the shoulders by, draw the contact.
Well, G-Man, this is going to be an interesting sequence of minutes now for Casey Alexander. His team is down 3. So 16:31 to go, and both of his bigs have 3 fouls, Marbury and Pepper. So the redshirt freshman, Sajala, will have to go a ways here. And Sutton completes another 3-point trip.
Sajala has 2 fouls. He can't be at a point where he's passive inside.
This crowd here at the Yum Center trying to rally behind the Cards. Cooper squeezes it off and can't finish, and a foul. And if that's a Sajala, that's his third.
Yeah, and those are the ones you have to be smarter and stay away from. He had no chance to get that offensive rebound. Your team's in trouble anyway. You can't pick up a third foul. If it's a guy attacking the rim at the other end, that's one thing. But how many chances has Kenny Cooper missed at the rim? He's gotten inside, and he's gotten some really good looks.
4-point game. Be careful with McMahon. 4 minutes gone first half. Perry, here's Malik Williams.
Got to go right at it.
Sajala playing with the 3. Williams can't finish with the hook. Wara finishes on the stick back. He's got 18. First points of the second half for Jordan Wara.
This team, Lipscomb, has to rebound as a 5. You can't rely on just one person. Everybody standing around in that possession.
Sajala out of a double team. Williams the rebound.
Nice job of Williams pushing him underneath the basket. He had nowhere to go.
Well, Lipscomb's missed a ton of stuff around the iron, haven't they? Perry speeds to the basket.
And maybe getting to a timeout point here, and I think they're going to let him go. Casey Alexander's going to let them go one more possession.
Perry forces the turnover. Jordan Wara, another dunk in transition. 9-0 run by Louisville.
Boy, and Casey Alexander is just livid with his team right now.
Darius Perry, the punch. Jordan Wara, the finish. I mean, they're getting after it around the glass. They're getting after it on the drums. Louisville, their biggest lead of the game at 10. They've outscored Lipscomb 9-0 in the last 86 seconds here, Mike.
And a lot of it has been off the turnovers, obviously driven by the drummer in the background right there. And then you see two key guys with foul trouble, and Pepper and Marbury both with 3. And I don't know how much longer that Casey Alexander can, especially with Marbury, keep him on the bench.
And Asajala will stay on the floor. Meanwhile, Chris Mack's got McMahon, Wara, Malik Williams, Darius Perry, and Dwayne Sutton out there. Buckland. Beg your pardon, Moran, and there's a turnover by Nathan Moran. How about that? Boy, Casey Alexander not going to be happy with the exchange out of the timeout. Phil will have it when we come back. Ladybirds bring us back here, Mike. Casey Alexander's team was -6 in the rebound margin at halftime. They're already -6 here in the second half. Well, that's not a good number.
No, and you know, I think the thing that he's probably as mad as well as that performance. You know, I always look at see how teams come out and execute from a timeout, right? And get a turnover for a dunk. You know, it's just very frustrating for a coach. And he's gone back in even with the 3 fouls with Pepper on the floor. Eli Pepper.
Pepper's come back. Asajala, Buckland, Jones, who played briefly. Alex Jones. This is his first appearance, by the way. We've seen Greg Jones, who's also on the floor. Oh, boy.
Only 5 points in the first 5.5 minutes for Lipscomb. We talk about this as a team that scores 86.
And Wara can't finish. Does draw the foul. That would have been something. Michael Buckland draws his second.
But I really think, and this is a terrific play behind the back, and really, and his ability to shoot the 3 sets that move up. But West, you know, Wara, at least to this point, has proven himself as a scorer. And when they get into the ACC play, it's going to be interesting to see who that second and third guy is that becomes consistently double figures. They get about 6 or 7 guys that are between 9 and 6 points.
You're right. Nice pass. That is Jones, the freshman from Buford, on the bounce to Pepper.
So, you know, if you're willing to live with Wara as being your main double-figure scorer and then have it by committee every game, you know, McMahon has that, you know, big game. They've had some other people step up.
Here's Eli Pepper. His first free throw good. 5 for Pepper. Senior from Princeton, Kentucky. Went to Caldwell County High School. And the second. 6 for Pepper, who averages 7 and 7. And there's a travel in the backcourt.
And that was all forced by Jones on that play. And you know, he got up and just Perry started to turn and go up the floor before he even saw it was in front of him.
Alex Jones, that's Greg Jones, and this is Alex again. No relation, one from Buford, Georgia, one from Texas. Asajala. Skip out front. 3 ball is missed by Greg Jones. 6 minutes gone, second half. 10-point lead for the Cards. Williams on the bounce pass. A long way to get around Asajala. And lost it out of bounds, but last touched by Lipscomb.
It looked like it went off of Williams' arm as he was shooting the ball.
That's what I thought.
And before, unless it's under 2 minutes, so you can't review that call.
Tony Henderson, the official on the baseline. 5 to shoot. Sutton in trouble. McMahon hit the rim as the shot clock went off.
Just almost lost that bet. That was good as a defensive possession as Lipscomb has had, and then the quick score down the other end.
6 for Asajala, who had 24 against the Naval Academy on Sunday. It's an 8-point game, and the Cards, who led by 9 in the first half, saw it cut to 1 at the break, and that's touched by Asajala.
You know, and those were a couple of really good timeouts by Casey Alexander. He saw this one getting away, and then they had the double break and another timeout to settle his team down. It's a veteran team. It's an NCAA team. Showing a lot of grit here.
Yep. Well-coached team, too, Mike.
Yep, absolutely.
Man going to work. Entry pass for Enoch. Can't get the roll. Tough night for Stephen Enoch.
And you can tell that on the offensive end. You know, defensively they're sound, but how they pass the ball and fundamentally sound the way they make their cuts.
And that ball got kicked by Wara. Jordan Wara, who's got 22 off a career-high 24 on Saturday. This is his 3rd straight game of 20 or more.
He's going to play off of Buckland. He's not a three-point threat, so he's going to dig into the lane and make passing inside a little bit more tough.
Just Pepper fires it down to Buckland. Sutton there quickly. Now Buckland with 9 to shoot. Pepper going baseline. And we're playing with 3. Here's Buckland. Foul line jumper. And the rebound for Enoch. McMahon in transition. Sutton to the trailing Stephen Enoch. Back rim miss for the big fella.
I said I think that as the season goes along, that shot's going to go away.
3 ball from Jones, missed everything. And Pepper, the rebound and the foul. Bert Smith from underneath. And it is on Dwayne Sutton. It'll be his first. 4 now on Louisville here in the second half, and that'll send Eli Pepper back to the line.
Nice positioning, but the ball missed so badly. It actually worked to his advantage. Carry him right to him.
First one no good. Kristen Cunningham gets Darius Perry's spot for Coach Mack. Pepper's second is also no good. And Wara going to chase it down the corner. Eight-point game. 8 minutes and change gone. Enoch calling for it. Marbury playing with the 3 fouls. Big turn by Enoch. Spun out on him again. And last touch by Louisville. Dwayne Sutton got a hand in there. That'll get us to a break. Competitive possession-to-possession basketball. 8-point lead for Louisville. 50-42. Louisville by 8 with Mike Cheminsky, Wes Durham. Eric Kendall, our producer. Jonathan Bywaters, our director. Our great crew for ACC College Hoops here tonight. Well, Chris Mack has come to Louisville now after growing up in Cincinnati, playing at Xavier. And by the way, dialed himself up a schedule.
Yeah, well, this program is always going to take on challenges, and Chris Mack does have the ties. First 9 seasons at Xavier, but he does have ties to the ACC in his time at Wake Forest. So the league a lot smaller back then, and Wake was a really dominant team at that point.
Lipscomb with the ball, 1 for their last 10 from the floor, and Matthews trying to fix that.
Yeah, maybe that's the shot that gets him going. It's been struggling this whole game.
Louisville's missed their last 6 shots on the floor. Both these teams under 35%.
And Wes, they're trying to get Enoch going. He's taken the second most shots in this game behind Ward, so they're giving him opportunities, but only 1 of 9.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit better that time. Got a little closer to the basket.
All 5 of Stephen Enoch's points have come here in the second half. Matthews, another one. Sign him up, G-Man.
Remember I told you about that one shot going down and break a slump?
Yep. 4 threes and 12 points for Garrison Matthews.
He didn't even think about that shot. He came down, took a dribble, got his stance, and launched.
And a timeout will allow Kenny Cooper to get back on the floor. Here's your basic catch and shoot. I know one thing. That is a heavy load in the A-Sun to find. You know, this is a team that is tough.
They're certainly not back down in this game or in this situation, and then they're just coming off a stretch where Louisville looked like it was going to start to push out.
Cunningham tries to answer. Rebound for Jones. Here's Cooper. It's a 4-point game. Matthews working against Cunningham.
Clear out on that side.
Marbury plays with the 3 fouls.
Marbury actually brought his man into the play.
7 to shoot. Left hand rolls in. 10 for Rob Marbury.
And, you know, the thing is, you let a team hang around, especially one like this, confidence grows.
12-2 run by the Bisons.
Their bench very animated at this point.
On 4 had it blocked. It'll stay with the Cards with 16 to shoot. Nice play by Greg Jones. Here comes McMahon back onto the floor to get Quan Four's spot.
Well, and I think that Chris Mack trying to find some offense out there, and here's the block. He got the drive, but look at that. Nice convergence, and Marbury cleaning things up.
Here's Wara. Had it poked away, Cooper. All alone against Cunningham. And Cooper scores.
Finally gets one to finish out on the open floor. And Chris Mack calling a timeout.
5 for Cooper. Ball game is tied. 14-2 is the run by the Bisons of Lipscomb. And Pepper will get back into the ball game for Coach Alexander during this timeout.
Well, now go back to those timeouts at the 16-minute mark and just under, and too much dribbling that time, or maybe trying to do a little bit too much. And this is one thing that that Cooper has not been able to do, is finish down at the other end with a great pick in the open floor. Almost drew contact on that play.
Yep. Looked like Cooper had every reason in the world to go right-handed, but he went with his more familiar left hand. Ties the game at 52, and this crowd at the Yum Center to its feet and trying to become a factor here for the hometown Cards.
Well, this is, you know, not having students here, and big advantage I always thought in non-conference games. You get over Christmas time, right? It's a different type of crowd. But you've already, you know, and if you would have, you know, if you would have asked Casey Alexander, tie game at 8-minute mark, you know, he'd have taken it in a heartbeat.
Yep.
So you're not going to knock this team's confidence down right now.
Here's Enoch. And Cooper tried to poke it away, last touched by Lipscomb.
A lot of over-dribbling in this stretch by Louisville. Then Lipscomb been very opportunistic, trying, digging in, getting loose balls. Yep. They got to do a lot more passing.
There's Cunningham using a screen from Sutton. McMahon. And over the basket, out of play. I don't know if we have designated shooters in college basketball anymore, but if we do, he's one. Here's Cooper now. Remember, a veteran team, won 23 games a year ago. And Matthews fouled on the play. I believe Dwayne Sutton got him.
Yeah, playing 5 out that time. Marbury out of the post, so cutting lanes available.
Second on Sutton, 5 on Louisville. Cunningham will come out. Here's Darius Perry. Only a point for Kristen Cunningham tonight. Here's Malik Williams for Stephen Enoch. Pepper, Matthews. Tied up at 52. Marbury. Little fall away. Williams clears it out.
Well, nice job of playing on. He really wants to turn over that right shoulder. You know, fought for a couple of dribbles, but had to settle for a fall-away jump shot. Well defended. And that's what Williams, because of his length and his shot-blocking ability, makes you take that fade away.
Well, Roar has been quiet, hasn't he? Sutton on the drive against Pepper. Dwayne Sutton, a tough shot.
If you remember, though, Wes,
here's Marbury at the other end, couldn't finish it. And Buckland will be called for the foul against McMahon.
Another foul that just puts you within one of the, actually now puts you in the bonus.
Yep.
In a foul that should have never happened.
8:03 to play. Good hard move by Sutton.
Yeah, and well, I mean, you know, Pepper's probably thinking about his foul trouble right now, and it was almost like he gave up that layup rather than picking up his fourth.
Yep. So here's Sarasota, Florida redshirt junior Ryan McMahon. And the first one good. It makes it 26 and 27 at the line this year. His only miss was in a 12 of 13 free throw shooting night against Michigan State. As you see the particulars, he's third in the country. #1 in the ACC.
To also remind people that he had 24 in that game. And, you know,
12 at the line.
Yeah, despite the miss was at a critical juncture, but still, he's a big reason why they won that game.
4-point lead for Louisville. Back-to-back buckets by the Cards to break a 52-all tie. Inside, Marbury fouled Malik Williams. Williams second. 6 now on the Ville. Free throws when we come back. 4-point game. 4-point lead for Louisville, and you get a look at Rob Marbury, the senior from Nashville, who's got 10 tonight, and well, he's been tough.
And a lot of those came early on when they were fronting him, great position inside. Glass back, you know, he really has a nice job of sealing and getting angles to the rim, and then showing he can do a little bit down on the defensive end of the floor.
You know, we said at the top, it's a team that's a talented shooting team and a talented passing team, and we're seeing a lot of that tonight, G-Man.
Well, 13 assists on 19 made field goals. Now, they're not shooting the ball particularly well, but still executing, and I think, again, the quality of shot has been pretty good for this team over the course of the game.
So the left-hander missed the first one. He is 62% at the line, and now 2 of 3.
Louisville +6 now in that category. In a free throw shooting contest, in theory, this should be pretty easy. Both of them very good at the line.
Here's Perry, McMahon, Sutton, Wara, and Malik Williams.
Marbury got caught out of position that time, and it was the respect for McMahon. He hasn't knocked down a ton of threes tonight, but just the respect that made that play possible.
Cooper from Marbury. And he got blocked. He got it back. And the follow by Pepper, no good. Five-point game, under 7 to go. Perry. Williams squares. And hits. Malik Williams with 5 in a row, G-Man.
Yeah, and is, you know, 4-17 coming into this game, and then getting the block down at the other end.
But the 6'11" sophomore is putting on a show.
Where Williams, his second 3 of the game. Now Marbury just doesn't really come out and believe he's going to take that shot, but then has the hustle to pick that up.
Here's Matthews on the inbounds and draws the foul from Sutton.
And he's really upset with himself that he didn't finish that play.
Yep.
He wanted a 3-point play.
Third on Sutton, 7 on Louisville with 6:35 to go.
And for Garrison Matthews, he showed up in the last 5 minutes, helping keep this team in the game.
Two-time All-ASUN. And the free throw good. He's got 13 now in the ball game. This is the guy who was the MVP of the ASUN tournament. Remember, they beat Florida Gulf Coast on Florida Gulf Coast home floor.
And that's, a lot of conferences have that. Whatever the highest seed is left in the final, they play in their home court. Certainly helps out attendance.
Matthews doesn't miss many at the line, by the way. Just his 5th miss of the year.
And they're taking a chance on McMahon, too. Now, that was kind of far out. But they're going under the screen on him and daring him to take that three.
Right.
Well, he's a guy, when he's got it going, you have to chase him and maybe get a little help on the other end, on the other side.
Moran out, Buckland back with Cooper, Pepper, Marbury, and, of course, Garrison Matthews. 7-point game. Get the feeling this is the critical nature area of the ball game.
Yeah, to get to that under 4 mark.
There's a travel call against Perry. Tough night for Darius Perry. 5 points. Not a lot of success on the dribble drive stuff.
Well, and that's the thing. That's another thing that's keeping Lipscomb in this game. 15 turnovers now for Louisville.
And what, just 10 assists, I think, right? 11. Beg your pardon for Louisville. Matthews another 3. And McMahon the rebound.
Since he knocked those 2 down, they are really chasing him and getting a hand up on that 3.
7-point lead, it stays. Wara's been quiet. Forced that one.
Yeah, they like to run that double high post. And remember, he went for a stretch in the first half where he was quiet, but finished strongly.
He's got 22. He needs 2 more to tie his career high from Saturday at the Assembly Hall in Bloomington.
A little bit of an unease in the crowd right now.
Yes, sir. Look at this. Buckland off the pass. Couldn't finish it. Cooper the rebound. A held ball will be called. It'll belong to the Cardinals on alternating possession.
But again, another makeable shot in the paint.
Well, both coaches, when they start breaking this tape down, the chip shots that have been missed are going to drive them crazy.
Yep. Yeah, both sides. And talked about the fact that Louisville really trying to get Enoch going. He got his touches in the post. Not able to knock it down. Lipscomb had
Pepper, Marbury,
drives and sides. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the film study on this is going to drive Casey Alexander and Chris Mack both to a long night. Man, here's Warren. Under 5 to go in a 7-point game. Enoch with the Sajala on it. Steven backing down, traveling.
Well, and, to your point, Wes, Chris Mack has a lot more teaching to do. Bringing new system, new players. There are some guys who were here last year, year before, but for Lipscomb and Casey Alexander, he's got basically the same team back.
Yep. Lob for Sajala. Back for Jones. Return pass. Nice. Cutter is Cooper.
Nice. That weak side ball movement. Talk about the ability of every one of their players to make a pass.
5-point game. Sure, Mike Cooper up at the timeline. Perry. There's Dwayne Sutton. And it lipped out.
Well, that pressure, they're initiating their offense a lot farther out.
Jones a 2. Slapped out by Matthews. Cooper tried to make the save, did to Wara. Here is Perry, and he will scoop it and score.
A wild sequence and a nice try to save the ball, but it really set up numbers down at the other end.
7-point game with 3.5 to go. Matthews tries to cut into it and does.
See, that's what you have to be so aware of. And they work the weak side so well in setting screens for their shooters.
5 threes for Garrison Matthews. He's got 16. 10 in the second half. The game is 4 with 3:10 to play. Ten to shoot with Perry out front. Sutton, a long three. Wow! I'm not even sure he was on balance, Mike.
No, he was. That was a tough shot. It was well defended.
Backdoor, here's Cooper. The catch and score off the Buckland feed.
Able to get to that left hand. Much better finish on that side.
Here's Perry. And a timeout taken. So we'll take it with him. Man. First it was Garrison Matthews. Another three from out front. One of his 5 tonight. And then Louisville needed an answer, and they got it. Dwayne Sutton falling away. 5-point lead. 5-point game with 2:27 to go with Mike Cheminsky, Wes Durham. Great to have you with us for ACC Hoops. And Louisville trying to get to 7 wins, but as expected, Mike, we thought we had a chance for a good one tonight. We're getting it.
Yeah, and they're Louisville undefeated at home, but with that timeout, Wes, Louisville only has 1 timeout for the rest of the game. And Lipscomb sitting there with 2, so a bit of an advantage there. Both of them are in the single bonus at this point.
Yep. Dwayne Sutton's got a season-high 14. He's been the guy here in the second half with 10.
Well, and he's 1 rebound away from a double-double, along with 3 assists, too.
Boy, it's his 4th double figure in the last 7 games. 13 to shoot. Malik Williams has had some moments here. This final 10 minutes.
Needs a little more sense of urgency by Louisville.
Cunningham with 4 on the clock. Wara working, had it stolen by Matthews. McMahon to beat, and a foul called on Ryan McMahon.
Obviously, the crowd not liking it. They thought he got a handful of basketball. Take a look at it here, but this is terrific defense outside by Matthews. And there was a lot of wrist in that too, right there. And that was the call. Ball initially, but wrist on the follow-through.
2 shots for Matthews. First one good.
Has he been a different player between the 2 halves?
11 and a half, 17 now in the ball game for 6'5" Garrison Matthews from Franklin, Tennessee.
Well, Casey Alexander talked about his toughness and his mental toughness, and that's what you expect from your senior, to be able to shed a half mentally like he had in the first half and come back in the second 20 minutes.
3-point game, 1 possession with 2 minutes to play. McMahon. Double team coming, back for Sutton. All the way against Peppers short. And a held ball will send it to Lipscomb. Really now, little offense for defense. Here comes Matt Rose, who had the 3 going to the locker room, along with Nathan Moran.
And that was really nice defense by Pepper on that play against Sutton. Stayed in front of him, stayed down on the fake.
Cooper off the screen. Matthews, he had a moment against 4, couldn't pull the trigger. He'll drive, and it's blocked by Williams, but a foul's called. And it's on Quan 4, and that will be his 4th. 9 on Louisville, 2 shots for Garrison Matthews.
There's looking. That was a little less obvious than the last one, but I think there was more body by 4 than anything.
Louisville has played 4 games of 5 or less or overtime, Mike. And they are 2-2. 20 now for Matthews for the 5th time.
But it's been, you know, the thing that's kept them in this game, Lipscomb, is it's 17-8 turnovers. Lipscomb doing a nice job of taking care of the basketball.
1-point game. 80 seconds to play. Sutton against Pepper all the way through. Williams thought about the 3, 9 to shoot. Here's Cunningham.
Well, and Matthews has not left War's side.
Williams misses. War had it. Matthews fouled. Williams chasing the loose ball. First on Matthews, 8 on Lipscomb.
And War comes up a little gimpy. I don't know if he landed awkwardly, hit the floor after that shot. And he has not put a lot of pressure on his ankle. Trying to walk it off right now.
Yep, sure is. I think they're going to get Jordan War out. Malik Williams will go to the line. He's 52% on the year.
And War is shaking his head. Referee went over and asked him how he was, and he just said, you know, that right ankle.
There it is. Wow.
But this may be more offense for defense, Wes, than anything. I would imagine, you know, War would be back in the game, go over and lace that up right now. It's not so it doesn't swell too much. Try to keep walking around and keep it loose.
8 points, 13 rebounds for Malik Williams. And the free throw is good. 52% on the year, and he knocked that one down like he was shooting 92. 2-point game with 1:03 to go.
2 of 4 from 3 and 1 of 4 from the line. Defying all odds.
2-point game. You mentioned this. Casey Alexander's got 2 timeouts left. Louisville's got 1.
Yeah, if this gets down and he doesn't like what he's seeing, he may call a timeout here.
16 to shoot. Cooper lost it. Took his eye off of it. 15-second differential, shot clock to game clock.
Yeah, plenty of time. You don't have to waste the foul.
And Chris Mack uses his last time out here with 17 seconds left. So Louisville's out of timeouts. Lipscomb has 2.
And that was just careless. You know, Kenny Cooper took his eye off the pass before he caught it. He was looking to see if he could get somebody cutting.
Yep.
And costly. I glanced over at Casey Alexander, and he was standing right near the referee, and I thought he was on the verge of calling a timeout.
Yep.
But then that turnover occurred.
Well, Dwayne Sutton is tonight's Toyota Let's Go Places. What a second half Sutton has had.
Yep, and you know, he may be that guy that emerges as the consistent second scorer with Wara that we've been talking about.
How about this? He came out of Louisville's Manual High School. He had an offer at Bellarmine and UNC Asheville. And now, G-Man, he was the MVP of the Big South Tournament while a member of the UNC Asheville Bulldogs. And he's come here, and a year ago in ACC play averaged 4 points and had 3 double-figure games in conference.
Well, not to make the comparison, but Steph Curry had 1 scholarship offer coming out of high school. And Bob McKillop at Davidson is smart enough to see something that nobody else saw.
Right.
And it's not easy to play here in high school basketball and come to this university.
I thought we had an interesting visit today with Chris Mack in regards to building his program. He's got a star-studded recruiting class coming in here next year, but as he noted, they're 2-, 3-, and 4-year guys who can help us grow this program. And boy, what a well-thought-out plan he has come to Louisville with here to put the Cards back on basketball's map. Two-point lead, 17 to shoot, the inbound to Cunningham. Against Cooper.
Most important thing, make your mistake up on the glass, get a shot up, with a chance to get a little time for some offensive rebounding.
Cunningham off the glass. First field goal of the night with 20.5 seconds left. 4-point game.
Well, it's been a tough shooting night for the young man, but Nice little screen off that time by Malik Williams. It didn't allow Marbury to come in and try to affect that shot. That's, for a right-hander going left like that, that's a tough finish.
4-point game.
You want to foul in this situation, but you want to try to make them run as much clock as possible in getting a basket or an attempt.
Laura and Cunningham will drift into the backcourt. McMahon was on the floor when the basket was made. And Laura was not, I don't believe. And there's some conversation here about McMahon. There was no timeout call.
That's the only reason, the only way he could have gotten him on the floor.
Right, so McMahon has to stay in the ball game.
Pepper can run the baseline.
Cooper crosses the timeline. Crossing bounce pass. Matthews had it. Last touch by Louisville.
Wes, I am really not a fan of one-handed passes. They get you into trouble. Cooper was going left, but he tried to watch this with the one hand, and that was a tough angle. He really had to thread that through to try to connect it.
That might have hit man.
Now they can look at it.
Yes. And Tony Henderson and Roger Ayers have gone to review the possession call here. And just as you become accustomed to football, it has to be indisputable video evidence. Does it graze the leg of McMahon?
Boy, it's tough to tell. And then I was looking at the rotation of the ball.
That's it. You're on it, G-Man.
I don't think it hits him now because the ball keeps rotating in the same way. So I think it just missed him by an inch or so.
Wow. Basketball too could be a game of inches.
Isn't it amazing though how even with all the replays and the angles that are available that it's still so tough to call.
Yep.
And then they're going to rule that it's Louisville's ball.
Yep.
That he did not hit. I think that was a correct ball.
Yeah, they didn't have enough to clearly do anything, but we're still the on the floor call.
So now you just got to get up and foul as quickly as possible.
Right. Boy.
Still,
Casey Alexander's done a nice job with his team tonight.
And it'll still be only a 1-and-1 situation. They won't be in the double bonus with the foul, so they have that working for them as well.
Chris Mack, I think, wants a little clarity on if he can substitute because the ball went out of bounds. So he had Mack off the floor. There was the review. So he's getting McMahon.
Yeah, and if you're
McMahon back on the floor, Perry off the floor.
Buckland right now just playing safety. You can't let anybody get behind you on a long pass.
Right.
They're choosing to do that rather than put somebody on the inbound player just because of the time that's left.
5 to guard 4 is the... And one of the best free throw shooters in the nation is fouled.
Let 3 seconds run off the clock, I think, unnecessarily. That foul should have been a lot quicker.
The foul is on Cooper. It's his second.
I've always been a big, we talked about the 12 to 13 in Michigan State, and I'd always love to see that stat of free throw shooting in the last minute of a close game.
Well, here's the story. Even if he makes both of them, it's still a 2-possession game. And he can make 1 or 2, doesn't matter, and it's Lipscomb still needs it twice. And Chris Mack's looking at his team about what they may do after the 22-year-old redshirt junior from Sarasota, Florida is at the line. First one cleanly through. This is the most experienced guard on the Louisville roster right here.
Redshirt junior.
And you couldn't have picked him out of a lineup 2 years ago. Hit them both. So it's a 6-point game. Now Quan 4 is in for McMahon. Into Cooper with 9. Lipscomb cannot wait. 3-ball Rose. Good. Timeout. Casey Alexander. Matt Rose hit a 3 to end the first half and hits a big 3 to make it a 3-point game there.
How about this for Matt Rose, too? I mean, he does have another year of eligibility, but has decided to graduate, get married, and get on with his life. But making life miserable this evening for the Cardinals.
Well, how about Matt Rose? He's got twin sisters and triplet brothers. Every meal's an adventure.
Yeah, you got a sixth person at the dinner table. You got a starting 5 and somebody you can bring in off the bench.
Well, Casey Alexander said in the preseason he's clearly the best shooter on the team. I can vouch for that in one night's work.
Well, this is the one where it's absolutely foul on the catch.
Well, you don't want it to be 30 if you can help it, right? Anybody but McMahon. Oh, and they fouled smartly. Pepper out in the midcourt with Williams.
Well, Williams, he was going to take, he just took off. And Pepper grabbed him, and it's in the double bonus.
Yep, 2 shots for Malik Williams.
He's at 52% right now.
1 of 2 tonight. And this is 2 shots. Needs to hit one of them to kind of lock it up for the Ville. Told you at the top, not your ordinary December game. Confidently stroked by Williams.
Yeah, and a sigh of relief finally with 4.3 seconds left. But I'll tell you what, Lipscomb showed a lot. They are gonna be very, very tough in their league this year.
First career double-double for Fort Wayne, Indiana's Malik Williams. Wara out, McMahon out. 4-point game. 10 points, 13 rebounds for Malik Williams. Timeout, Lipscomb, 3.6 left. They have 1 left. They have 1 timeout left. Burton. Don't forget, Louisville, Kent State, part of our ACC Hoops triple header on Saturday. Brian Oliver, Evan Lepler will be here. Then you see Robert Morris, and then the Bluegrass battle with Kentucky before Miami, at Pitt, at Carolina. Jeff Capel and the Panthers host Maryland Eastern Shore. Dan Bonner and I will be there. You and Tom Wormy at the Carrier Dome to see the Orange.
Yeah, and Miami, boy, the news just keeps getting worse.
Dingak out for the year.
He's out for the year with knee injury. They've lost 4 in a row at this point.
Yep. DeJuan Hernandez still not playing for Miami.
Yeah, trying to figure out his eligibility.
Meanwhile, Card fans will be a little gunned up when the Golden Flash. By the way, they haven't played 86 years since or 82 years since the last meeting with Lipscomb. It's been about half a century since they last played Kent State. A Division III Covenant from
maybe 86 years from now they'll remember we did this game.
Division III Covenant on Monday night for Casey Alexander's team, and you see they start a Sun play on January 5th at Jacksonville and against North Florida. You're going to see him at Clemson, G-Man, that last weekend before conference play starts.
Yep.
That'll be Brad Brownell's got an eye full tonight, hasn't he?
No, absolutely. And, again, those, students not there.
Yeah.
Maybe the crowd not, right before New Year's as well. So people are going to be traveling.
It's a game on the 29th, is that right?
30th.
The day after the Cotton Bowl. And that will go the length of the floor without being touched. Pepper fired one. Former 3-sport star at Caldwell County High School, including football, and he fired that one length of the court without it being touched, and now all Louisville will have to do is get it in bounds. 4-point game, 4 seconds left. Enoch the catch of it, and the clock will expire. Chris Mack picks up his 7th win. Hard-fought ball game. Great effort from Casey Alexander and the Bisons as well tonight.
Yeah, and it's really going to be interesting to see how this Louisville team progresses as we get into in the conference play and how they grow under Chris Mack. Having to do a lot of teaching, as we said, but so far they seem to be very comfortable here at home.
Well, for Mike Jaminski, West Durham, our final tonight, Louisville 72, Lipscomb 68. For our producer, Eric Kendall, our director, Jonathan Bywaters, and our outstanding crew. Don't forget a triple header of ACC hoops on Saturday. We'll start at noon at the Carrier Dome, ODU and Syracuse, followed by Maryland Eastern Shore and Pittsburgh. And then the finale will be here at the KFC Yum Center when Kent State visits the Ville. A 4-point win for the Cards. Thanks for watching ACC Hoops on a Wednesday night. Happy holidays.